Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the studio. Let's fix this a little bit. There we go. Hope you're all having a good weekend. We've got, we actually have a supervisor with us here today. There's Minnie. Kiba is very diligently inspecting the status of his food bowl right now. So he may join us a bit later because, there's, priorities. Priorities. There we go. Lassa, good afternoon. Minnie's been my friend back here today while preparing clay and finishing up some of the pieces from yesterday. So I am doing more mugs where we're continuing to make it muggy in here. Arts by Eva, hello. Good afternoon. Are you doing pottery too on Kick? Nice. I'll be honest, I don't know as much about Kick because we are multi-streaming. So we are doing everything through Restream. We are on so, we're mostly familiar with Twitch. So we're on Twitch, and then everything else is through Restream. So, like on Facebook, and we're on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and Kick. Just trying it out. Making sure the internet has plenty of cats. We go. There's going to be a lizard flying at my head in a minute. I'm just trying to pay attention. Or she's just going to fall asleep like that, which she's done before. So, Eva, do you stream throwing or do you stream more sculpting or hand building? Yeah, the multi-streaming is extremely easy to do, and I forget, like, I think if you're only doing one or two restream, I don't even think you have to pay for it. Is that right? I don't even know. I'm going to measure this one and see how far off, see if my guide is moved from yesterday. All right, where's my... Ooh, I forgot. I lost my ruler. Can I see it? I see it. But can I grab it? I need like a grabby arm thing. I need a T-Rex arm grabber. Come on. Let's see if I have anything I could use to get the ruler. Aha, I got it. Haha, we have a ruler. There's probably 2 or 3 like falling behind the wheel here. And we got a Kiba. Okay, that is a good height, so I don't have to change the height. I do want to like flesh this out a little bit. It's not as round as I'd like it to be. Here we go. You do both throw and hand build. It's hard for you to throw in your tiny studio, so you'll throw at the studio at your day job and then bring them home to finish. You're working on collaborations with your glass blowing community now, and they're sending you glass knobs and you're making jars. Ooh, I love that. Well, we have one piece. Kiba knows that's his signal to come up because he doesn't like to get his feet wet, so I'll put one of the bats down for him. You gonna go for a spin? We gonna cuddle? We gonna cuddle? There we go. That's a happy face. Gonna move the water bucket away. Hopefully we won't get his tail all dirty this time. Minnie, you getting jealous up there? Like, no. Dan, hey, good afternoon. There's a purr. Here we go. You ready? See, we don't go too fast. You're just gonna look down like you're sad. He's like, I do what I must for pets. Oh, their fluffy belly. Oh, there it is. Before I get a lizard in my drink, I'm going to take a drink. Ooh, we're kind of blurry. See, I can multitask. All right, buddy. I need to make some things. Come on. Nope. I need to make some things. I'm going to move my drink away from you two. Here's the lizard again. Here we go. Let's try not to get our finger scratched. There we go. Oof. There we go. Oh, now Kiba's pouting. the camera's attached to the wheel, so that's why it shakes every time I plop the clay down. I got a sponge. There we go. So 2 o'clock, we'll call that our starting point, since I've only made one. And we'll see if I can get up to 100 pieces today. Sweet Vampy, thank you for the follow. I'm not going to get there like that now, am I? This is pretty soft. Let's see. And floppy. See if we can open this back, peel this back apart and put it back together. Sometimes we can, sometimes we can't. This is a bit kind of ripped to shreds is what this is. And it's really soft, so I don't know. Let's fold that over and see what we can do. Probably not, but I'm going to play with it. You never know if you don't try. Do I use a specific type of sponge? Yeah, this is a brand new one. So this is a mud tool sponge, and they're the blue one. I found that this one, it doesn't like fall apart like a lot of sponges will. Like it doesn't crumble. So whatever type of rubber it is, it doesn't crumble, so it lasts longer. So when I'm doing the mugs, I like my clay to be a little bit softer, so we mix a lot of the reclaim in with it. But, you know, the softer clay does mean that it's not as forgiving on the wheel, so I don't have all that long to, like, play with it to correct some of these mistakes. So what I may do is trim this off a little bit, because the walls are uneven, and it just shows it at that top point. Now, do I have something to cut it off with? There we go. And again, this one might not make it. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. Like I say, you never know if you don't try. Okay, I don't think I need to trim anything else off of that one, because I think I'd already trimmed it. Alright, what do you think? Is that a success? We call that a success? If I keep messing with it, which is what caused me the problems the first time, it's probably going to collapse, but... doing this very thing right here, messing with the rim. I think that works. We've got, you know, the rim is a little like thicker on one side than the other, but it's not horrible. And that's something like I can sand that down level when I'm done, or once it dries a little bit. That's a pretty impressive save. All right, let's try not to do that again. Is Minnie up there? You gonna take a nap up there? Here we go. Maybe you've never watched anybody make a pot. Yeah, well, this is called wheel throwing. And it's how I make most of my mugs. It's how I make all my mugs. I make some like platters and stuff hand building, but make most everything on the wheel. Do I make coffee cups? That's what this is. This is a coffee cup. Or that's what it will be. This one is like I grab it all the time to show as an example, but it's that's what it's going to look like. It's going to have the handle and then a medallion on it that hopefully doesn't get messed up by the glaze. So it'll shrink a little bit. It looks bigger than the mug right now because it is. It'll shrink about a ½ inch as it goes through the firing process. Yeah, if you're on Twitch, you can do the shop command, and it will take you to our website where you can see pictures and examples of a lot of different things. Or I think the command is socials, plural, for a link to our like Facebook and Instagram and stuff. But yeah, all the mugs that I'm making here today, with the exception of maybe a few, are just going to be stock for our next show or for our shop. See, it's so relaxing on a Sunday, and you love the music also. Thank you. We're listening to Pretzel Rocks, which is supposed to be non-copyrighted music. And the playlist, like they have different stations and playlists that you can choose from, and this one is the like the D&D station. So it's supposed to be like you know, adventuring type music. There we go. Need to slow it down. Whoa, hello. Naughty Fox, hello. So why do I put water in the mugs after I'm done? Well, if you're asking about the sponge, I'm usually getting the water out. Because the water that settles on the inside, if you leave it there, it's just gonna dissolve the clay. Like right now, that's getting all that water out of there. And I added that to the outside so I could make this a bit narrower. Now I've got a guide set up in OBS so I can measure the height of these so I don't have to stop and measure each one. Welcome back, Fox. So you love pottery, but you've never sat down and watched it until today. Well, welcome. I am making a bunch of this shape, so it's going to be this shape over and over again, seeing how many I can make. I want to get up to 100, and normally I do like an average about 20 an hour, depending on breaks and cats and and claytalities and near misses. But my goal is to get up to 30 an hour. But it doesn't happen when things like that happen. But we'll see. Arg. Not enough water, then too much. Make sure this sticks a little bit better this time. Hopefully. Because this should be a fairly easy fix. Here we go. There we go. There we go. Should have started the stream earlier. You got a rush after I got started. Good. Wonder Hamster's at our gallery today. And we have, when I'm live, he has the stream up on TVs in the gallery, and when I'm not, we play past videos. Because the question we get most often, even still today, is, "Oh, you really make all this?" So when we're at shows, we sometimes take the TV with us to have videos playing to prove that it's handmade. Samael, hey, welcome, thank you. You say good save, thank you. Yeah, it wasn't even that wobbly, and that was piece number 10, so I'm gonna take a drink. Remember to hydrate. Like, how else are you gonna have pottery that's real unless you make it? Yeah. Well, the other thought is people will think, oh, you must just buy this from a supplier and sell it. You know, no, nope. Well, I guess I could take it as like a backhanded compliment. They think it's too good to be considered handmade. Ooh, what is this? We're mad. Hey, thank you for the raid. Here we go. We're saving a wobbly pot here. There we go. But welcome everybody and good afternoon. Dream Stepper's so mesmerizing. Yes, it is. It's I say it all the time, but like I know it's like mesmerizing and relaxing to watch. People tell me that all the time, but it is super relaxing just for me to do as an activity. Which the same can be said about a lot of the, you know, repetitive motion crafts. Oh, and that reminds me, I need to get the radio spot, the radio interview that we did. Need to post a link to that on social media so everybody can hear it, because it's a really good, like, it wasn't just us on the radio show, but it's a really good article about just like why people do crafts, why people enjoy going to like the art festivals and Vamp, this will be your mellow out stream you'll go to. Yes, that's why we put in the title Chill Stream. You were telling them about the D20 platter you want to get someday. Yes, I've got some more of those in the works. Because the show we're going to next is the Gaming Con. Gen Con. Do I stream every day? Not always, no, but right now I'm in production time, so I'll be throwing probably like every day for at least the next week. We try to stream as much of the process as we can, but it is always easier for me to stream the throwing like this right now. I think it's because I don't really have to concentrate on what I'm doing as much when I'm throwing. Like, I can pay attention to chat and then do something else. Whereas some of the other activities like glazing and such, I'm got to look at what I'm doing, and I've got to, or sometimes I'm just moving around a lot more. What is the square tile for here? It is a bat, so it is just a surface that I'm throwing on, and then I will move it. It lets me pick up the piece and move it around without squishing it. Because a lot of times when people are throwing a form like this on the wheel, you leave some extra clay at the bottom so that you can pick it up without making it wobble too much. But I use these small bats, small tiles, so I can pick this up and move it. I can make the bottom really thin and move it like this, and then once it's dried a little bit, they just pop off. That way I don't have to trim any of the extra clay away. They're nice and lightweight. Because even with the handle and everything on it and the glaze, the ship weight for these is just under a pound. So they're not that heavy. And not having to trim, saves a step. Because you can see as it, tries to flop over, or you see kind of how wobbly it is. It's very fragile. So you have to have a very light touch with it. So we'll let it dry out enough just dry enough that I can pick it up without squishing it, and then we'll add the handle and whatever medallion decoration it needs. Wormet, yeah. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have a good rest of your afternoon. Dream, the pieces behind us here, yeah, that is my glaze chart. So that's the examples of all the different colors, and you can't see quite all of them, but that's the examples of the different colors that I have. I originally made that because we do a lot of different shows. Some of them are wholesale shows where we go and take orders to send to different, to different businesses. We do a lot of custom mugs for different like restaurants and coffee shops or just retail businesses. And so what I do is, and bakeware too, so I will go to a wholesale show and kind of make one of everything that I want to try to sell or take orders for, and do that in one or two colors, and then have my glaze chart here so people can then pick out like what color they actually want. And in the meantime, when I'm not at the show, it lives here. You found yourself a solidly wholesome corner of Twitch. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so this is my full-time job. Myself and my husband, who is the Wonder Hamster, who's been popping in every once in a while. So, this is what I would be doing whether or not I was streaming. So I just appreciate so many people coming to hang out with us. Yep, you can custom order things. Again, that's on the website. You can put like whatever you want to on a mug. Or just pick from one of our graphics and then, pick what color you want. What? A human can't marry a hamster? How would that even work? But I thought you were my emotional support hamster. There are no goblets. Wonder Hamster's just trying to see my eye twitch. You can order Harry Potter mugs. You can order Harry Potter tankards. Or yarn bowls. Like I said yesterday, I hate goblets with a fiery passion. Oh, Dream, you're looking at our Instagram and you cackled at the bless your heart mug. Yes. Daniel says that that's the most dangerous mug we make. Oh, Vampy, you're from Kentucky too? You know what it means. We are in Southern Kentucky. That's where I am right now. And our retail shop is in downtown Nashville. So normally we just tell everybody we're just an hour north of Nashville because, we're in the middle of nowhere, Kentucky. Yeah, we have the bless your heart, and then we have another one that says, y'all ain't right. Oh yeah, Kiba. We have the two studio cats here, Kiba and Minnie, and he'll make another appearance probably. They come check on me every once in a while if they're not taking a nap over here. Oh, you're up in Louisville. Yeah, we're down in Russellville, so closer to the Bowling Green area, south of Bowling Green. We will be up in Louisville for the St. James Art Fair in October. Wonder Hamster, what did you say to him first? And also, when have you ever listened when someone told you to STF you? I mean, really. Whoa, so was it like the person who wanted the cowhide like online, or did you just sell one in the store? Oh, did they get the? Was it the dog with the guitar? We have this like metal sculpture that's a like a hound dog playing a guitar. Because the shop in Nashville, it's not just our work; it's other artists from the area. Just somebody decorating a house. There you go. Well, hey, that's still good. You've compared to like everywhere else, like you've only met a few people, like about 100 people from Kentucky, like just in different people's chats and stuff. I'm always surprised at how many people like know kind of where we are in the world, like not just Nashville, but then there's also like we are right next to Clarksville, Tennessee, which is has the Fort Campbell military base, and so there's just an immense amount of people that just go through there. And where we are at, we're kind of like we're a really small town, but we're on the road, like the only way to get from one place to another. So. Oh, 10, a handful. Okay. Oh, I read 100. There you go. Okay, yeah, I'm not seeing a notification at all, but thank you for the tip. That's awesome. Yeah, the kitties get some extra treats tonight. And maybe even the Wonder Hamster, too. Is the Wonder Hamster a reference to Weird Al? Yes. Yes, it is. Yeah, we've gotten to see Weird Al in concert, what, 3 or 4 times now? One of my favorites, Weird Al songs, which he never plays in concert, but one of my favorites is Weasel Stomping Day. Like I know, like for like popular songs, like I know the Weird Al lyrics more than I know the actual song lyrics. Yeah, one of the last concerts we went to was the. It was like he was only like singing his songs. I forget what like the title of it was. It was, but he did. He drew Albuquerque out for 15 minutes. You have some adulting to do, but it was yeah. Well, have a good rest of your afternoon. It was nice meeting you too, and thanks for stopping by. So we have 24 so far. Vampy? Oh no, don't apologize for questions. No. No, I like questions, and especially because like sometimes I get caught up in what I'm doing, and I forget to maybe explain what I'm doing. One of the things that like when I started streaming that I think streaming helped me with was becoming a bit of a better teacher because it helped me. I had people asking me questions, so I learned like what things people what maybe confused people or what it helped me like describe all the different steps which I would not have thought about just doing it myself. All right, well I've still got like 5 minutes in this hour. That was 25. I want to get up to 30 an hour. My max that I've done is like 35 in an hour. But if I keep doing things like that, it's not going to happen. I need to quit bragging. Every time I say I like start bragging, then I do that. What I really need to do is use just a tiny bit more water and then slow the wheel down. Pottery does like to keep us humble, it does. There we go. Why do I scrape all that off from the very bottom? Because sometimes it's dried clay. I add some like wet goopy clay to the bottom so that the tile will stick a little bit and level itself out. If there's a bunch of chunky stuff down there, then the tile is wobbly and uneven. And there's usually some dried clay stuck to the bottom of the previous tile, which is left behind, so just like scrape the chunky bits off and add some fresh. Fried Chewy, thank you for the follow. So yeah, a lot of that's dried, or drier, and this will have some chunky stuff stuck to the bottom still. So 27. So we did 27 in that hour. Looks like a honey pot, yes. All I need is a medallion that says, what, Hunny? Is that how Pooh spells it? The honey pots that I make actually are very similar to this. They have a wider base. Well, there's number 30. And I've not been hydrating properly. See, it's hard to hold this with the wet, slippery hands. Yeah, so we start off by, or I start off when I'm figuring out what I'm going to be making for the day. I measure out the clay. So these are 1 pound and 2 ounces, because I know I'm going to lose about 2 ounces of clay while making them. Because some of the stuff will stick to you like that little bit. Or, there's the camera, that little bit. And then I'll trim a bit off. And all the scraps that I trim off are just going to go back into the pug mill to make more tomorrow. So I've got bags of this, you know, clay already measured out. That's the first step in trying to make these all look the same. And then I am measuring these. I've got a guide set up in OBS. Like I measured the first one and then set a guide so that I don't have to sit here and measure each one of them. So I throw very little away. There's very little waste because as long as the clay has not been fired, you can use it over and over again. So any of the little, you know, dry scraps we have around here, or if something I make something and it breaks before it goes into the kiln, just toss it back into the reclaim bucket. The clay will dissolve in water and we'll just use it again. What if the pieces look considerably different? Well, like if I catch it on the wheel, you know, you can make adjustments. That's why sometimes you'll see me adjusting the rim or adjusting the walls of the piece. I mean, they're all going to look a little bit different because they're handmade, and some are going to have more throwing lines than others. Sometimes the rim is thicker, sometimes it's thinner. It's like I measure the height, not the width, so sometimes the rim's going to be a little bit different. But if I can't correct it very much on the wheel, then sometimes it's just not worth keeping if I know it's going to be considerably different, because I want to make sure that if people grab two random pieces at a show, that they know they're going to be the same size. Do I do different things every day, or is it mostly coffee cups? It's mostly coffee cups. Ooh, whew, that was close. Like I dropped the piece I was grabbing from the bag, and it was like that far away from the piece I just threw. Like coffee cups are by far the thing we sell the most of. So that's what I'm gonna, you know, I'm making what people are buying. But when I get orders for other things, like the other day I was throwing different styles of mugs, like my travel mugs. And I'll be making, spending some time making some of the tankards, as well as the smaller version of this, the 10-ounce mug. But we make bakeware, and I make knitting accessories. So I make a lot of the yarn bowls, though that tends to be either when someone orders them or we do 2 fiber festivals a year. One in the spring that's already happened, and then we'll do one in October. So you'll see me making some more of the yarn bowls then. And periodically I'll restock on some of the bakeware, like, you know, soup bowls and pie plates and mixing bowls and things. But a lot of the times, like, it really just depends on what's been ordered. It's like right now, y'all are going to get sick of seeing mugs because I've got a lot to make because we've got a big show coming up. Oh, Wonder Hamster, you will not get sick of seeing mugs, right? Neither will I. All right, Vampy. All right, we have 40. We're moving right along. Footloose and fancy free even. And hydrate. You're back. Welcome back. See, that wasn't too bad. Yeah, quick save, yeah. It wasn't too bad. Just had to straighten out a little bit of a wobble. Do I sand them after they dry to get the extra stuff off of them? We don't actually have to sand them. This is a very smooth clay body, so all we have to do is like wipe it down with a sponge, just like with a damp sponge, and it smooths it out. But yes, we do that before we put it in the kiln. It smooths out any sharp edges, kind of gets the fingerprints off, or you know, any goopy bits that are left from throwing. Because anything, like especially for the sharp edges, anything that is sharp, that, you know, it's not, doesn't feel that sharp when it's in raw clay greenware form. Once you put a glaze on it, it's like razor sharp. So you gotta be careful. Now, if we did miss a spot, we could sand it after it's been fired once, after it's been bisque fired. You can sand something down pretty easy because, you know, we're going to miss some spots every once in a while. But it's much easier if we can catch it before we fire it. It's much easier just to smooth it out with a damp sponge than it is to sit there and like scrub on it with sandpaper. Hey Jason, good afternoon. Yeah, Eva was in here earlier, yeah. Yeah, a lot of the lines that you see, like we're talking about like how much do we smooth down after the fact, usually those are left. Like I don't try to spend a lot of time like smoothing everything down perfectly. Slow this down. Why can't you see Jason? Okay, so I'm sorry, everybody. I am multi-streaming. I am using a Restream to do that. So if you're in Twitch, you're only going to see the comments from Twitch. If you're on Facebook, you're only going to see Facebook's comments. But I can see everybody's comments. And Jason is on Kick. I don't know if there's a way for everybody to see everybody else's comments. I don't know. Well, that was number 49. So we're about halfway done. Oh, Vampy, true. Like, it doesn't work like that unless you have a lot of, like, monitors, yeah. Oh, you barely have enough upload to do one stream, let alone 3? And that was 50. Yeah, talking about like the internet speed. Whoops, we get the best of both worlds here because we live what feels like out in the middle of nowhere, but we have extremely good internet. We had a I forget which one, like really fast internet before any of the bigger cities around us had it. The music I'm playing, it's Pretzel Rocks. So it is the non-copyrighted music website, and we're listening to the gaming channel right now. So it's like or actually no, D&D. It's so specifically the D&D gaming channel. So it's like adventurer music, kind of folksy adventurer music. Normally I stream for about 4 hours. That's the average. Sometimes more, sometimes less. But that's my average. That usually like gets me throwing a good amount. I try to throw an amount that I think I can finish in the same day. So like with these, I've got handles made up, and I'll make some medallions to put on these and assemble them before the end of the day. Because I can, like, cover them up and leave them overnight, but sometimes when you do that, like, the weather is different every day here, so sometimes things will be too dry, and even if you cover them up, they will dry out too much. So I like to have things finished the same day that I make them, just so they don't end up cracking. Yeah, like during the winter time, like I'll start like if the first pieces I make will almost be like too dry to assemble by the time I'm done. So I may have to cover things up halfway through. Whereas like right now, some of the pieces that I assembled last night were still squishy. This morning, like they hardly dried out at all last night because of the humidity. Stay with me now. Yeah, look at Pretzel Rock. They have a lot of good stuff. And what I've chosen is the only play instrumentals. So there's a lot of like I have a lot of good playlists. And while some of these might get repetitive because I've chosen just instrumental, like there's a lot of other things you can do. What's all this? Vintage SoCal. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, everybody. Good afternoon. You're here to chill and admire the mud magic. Yes. Maybe even the earthbending. Plaid Pandas, thank you for the follow. Welcome, everybody. We have, how many pieces do we have now? $54. Hey, Knitter Girl. Good afternoon. How's everybody doing today? Y'all had a good weekend? Vintage SoGal, what were you working on today? Add a bit more water to that one. And slow it down a little bit. Spinning the wheel faster does not mean work goes faster. It means that work flops over usually. You were cross-stitching. Nice. What was your subject? Cross-stitching is one of the few fiber arts I actually have a bit of experience in. I was big into cross-stitching and like doing plastic canvas things when I was younger. Though I don't know if plastic canvas is even a thing anymore. The Deadly Aquarium. All kinds of plants and sea creatures. Ooh. You still have some plastic canvas? Yeah. My first foray into 3D art. Well, I am making mugs here. We're making it muggy in here today. And that was 55. So it's like my clock says it's 3:52 right now. I want to make 5 more of these before 4 o'clock. There's something in there. I felt it, but now I can't find it. That's why there's a lump there. There's something in there. Oh well. We'll fix it later. See what foreign object's in there. It's probably just like a little piece of plastic or something. But it does make it look a bit wonky. We'll clean it up. So my goal right now, I'm making 100 pieces total at least. But I wanted to get up to 30 pieces in an hour. So I think I'm technically there already, but because we did 27 in the first hour, so. Which means that if I finish this one, that'll be 30. I'm gonna make this one just a little bit taller. There we go. All right, I'm going to call that one done. Oh, did you see what I did? I missed, and I cut through the bottom. This wasn't meant to be. Was not meant to be. See if this one will do any better. All right. Rip mug. That's our first claytality we've had in a couple of days. Keep saying I need to get like a sign back here, like one of the work safety signs that says like X amount of days since the last incident. X amount of pots since the last claytality. All right, here we go. Now, that's the way it's supposed to go. There we go. Now, that's the 30 pieces. Yep, that cost me at least. So I did get 30 pieces this hour, but I'm not quite to 60 yet. So that's better. So I did get up to 30 pieces in an hour, so. That was number 57. Hazlo. Good afternoon. All right. I'm counting this one. This one is 58, so we did 31 in that hour. Oh, Zlo, you came from the clay studio and either 3 of your pieces didn't make it or you just didn't see them and it was too hot to keep looking. Oh, yeah. Well, hopefully they're there somewhere. Maybe they're still in the kiln. How much prep work do I do off stream? So it took me about, I'd say an hour, hour and a half to prep those, like mix the clay and then measure them out. And then it'll take another, it'd take a good hour to make that many handles, like another 100 handles or something. And then I've got to make the medallions, so that's what I will do, you know, while these are drying out. I'll make medallions, which are the graphics that go on the mugs. We have rubber stamps that we press into the clay. And then cut them out and apply them to the mugs. And normally I have somebody that helps with some of this prep work. Otherwise, it's like I can do it all in a day, but there's like nothing else that's gonna get done. Yeah, because what we do with the clay, like the clay comes in boxes like ready to go. Like it's boxes with 2 25-pound bricks of clay that's soft, and I could just measure that out and start working. But we have so many scraps because we go through a lot of things here. We have so much scrap that I mix 50% of the reclaimed clay, the scraps, with the fresh clay. So we're not like wasting anything, and it helps soften up the fresh clay a bit. Because I like throwing with the clay softer, especially for the small things that I'm doing so many of. Because while I'm not putting a ton of pressure on the clay for these small pieces, like still doing 100 of them, it can still take a toll on you. Definitely feel tired afterwards. Like it doesn't feel like I'm doing like hard work, but when I'm done, I am tired. So we will mix the clay in the pug mill. It spits it out, so I don't have to wedge it. I just have to measure it out. And wedging is kind of like kneading, like you would like knead bread dough. You would do that to get some of the air bubbles out and to make sure the clay is a nice consistent, a nice even consistency. Yeah, so like this is my favorite part of the process, the throwing, but because it's what I've had the most practice at, it ends up usually being the part I spend the least amount of time on. Because we'll spend 4 to 5 hours throwing the mugs, but then spend the rest of the day assembling them, and then a whole nother day cleaning them up and glazing them. Vampy, yeah, have a good rest of your day. We'll see you later. Well, I forgot to even mention 60. That was 61. I really would kind of like that one to be taller. So. It is so hot outside. Yeah, that's why I'm glad I'm inside with air conditioning. I forgot to take a hydration break this last time. Yeah, Jason, have a good evening. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, okay, so it's like 79, 80 there. Imagine that is pretty bad if you're not used to it. Like right now, I'm like, oh wow, I wish it was 82 degrees. Though I'm inside, I don't know what it is exactly outside, but it was around 80 at like 9 o'clock this morning, so it's probably hotter than that now. But Knitter Girl, I hope y'all are able to escape it and stay cool. You watch the snowstorm ASMR or watch Christmas movies in July. The joy of a snowstorm without having to be cold or shovel the snow. I think this is 70. I think that's what this is. Yes, it is. Oh, there it is. All right, Wonder Hamster, thanks for the warning. Hydrate. Thank you. I did forget again, didn't I? So thank you for the reminder. Well, that was 75. Too wobbly. Much better. No, come on. Well, there's not much saving that one. That one will get a chance to be a mug another day. It did not want to be one today. Alright, let's try this again. It's 2 in 1 day, I know. Alright, now that's number 80. Oh, I thought I heard a kitty cat. Thought I heard Minnie's little jingly bell. So I'm going to hydrate, and then I'm going to use a different size of clay. This is only 12 ounces. This is going to be my small mugs, which are the mugs will hold 10 ounces. And again, I'll probably, I'll measure this one once I'll make one. Measure it and then adjust. If I can read my ruler. There it is. Perfect. Okay. Itty bitty baby mug. Compared to this one. Next to each other. So we will be taking our smaller mugs like these to Gen Con this year. Normally the ones when I take stock to a show, it's the 20-ounce mugs, with the exception of a few like the Baby Yoda mug. I always make in a smaller mug just because it's funny, and then also the Green Dragon Inn, because the Prancing Pony from Lord of the Rings is the human inn, and so that's where it comes in pints. And so we make the big mug for Prancing Pony, and then the Green Dragon is the Hobbit-sized inn. So I make a small one. I make a Hobbit-sized. So that's what most of these are for, or this batch is going to be for. But I do want to bring some smaller pieces to Gen Con this year. So I'll pick out some of the things that I think are the most popular and have those in stock there as well. And then the other, I guess, smaller mugs that I make are the D10s. Because we do D20s on a 20-ounce mug and a D10 on a 10-ounce mug. Because we are just, we are that kind of nerd. And at Origins this year, I was kind of surprised that, like, people were buying the 10-ounce mug not just because it was smaller or less expensive, but because, the games I play are, involve D10s, not D20s, so I want this mug. Are we at 100 yet? No, we're getting there. We're getting there. I thought you were driving. We are at 86 is what we're at. 86. Hey, Midnight Wolf. Good afternoon. And now we're at 87. Ooh. Very talkative today. Isn't that how I always am? Whoa. Here we go. Well, hello, Kiba. Hey, buddy. He's gonna be mad at me. Because I'm not really gonna stop everything just for him. Because the end is in sight. Let's see his little ear. Nope. There he is. Here we go. Now we have 90. So like I said, the end is in sight. Let's do 10 more. Hey, buddy. Mm-hmm. All right, let's do 10 more, and then I get to figure out what's for supper. Because I'm getting the munchies. Wonder Hamster, what do you want for supper? What's everybody else having for supper? Or midnight snack, or lunch, depending on where you are. I did not offer up the proper amount of praise for His Highness, so he left. Do I know how much yarn fits in the yarn bowls? Like an 8-inch bowl? The 8-inch is like, will fit a lot. It's more like for the chunky yarns. A normal sized cake, which I don't know like ounces and all this and that, but like most normal like size balls of yarn will fit in the 6-inch. So the 8-inch will be like, you know, it surely will fit everything, even some of the chunky yarns. Yep, there he is. That was Kiba was our very first emote. Let's add some water to this one. It felt like it was starting to collapse on me. You could make fajitas, but you don't feel like it. Nope, it's just gonna sit there. And that's why I don't try to pick these things up. Is it? It's kind of like saggy, isn't it? I was gonna try to move it back towards the center and straighten it up. Whew. I'm going to move it out of the way and just let it dry for a bit and then cut it off and play with it. That one is wonky. I might make an extra one. Fajitas sound good. We had enchiladas last night. Oh, Midnight Wolf, you were in Gatlinburg last month. Went through the craft shops, and only like one or two of the shops had yarn bowls. Yeah. Well, the reason we have so many is because at one point, like, I was only making yarn bowls. Like, that's the fiber industry related things are what got us to go full time, because we started doing wholesale, and so I was selling the different colored yarn bowls to different to knitting shops. And so, like, I wasn't even making mugs. It was just yarn bowls in different sizes. So we had, since I was making only like one or two different shapes, we played with color a lot more. So we have, tons of different options. You think like going back to COVID, back to work after COVID cut down the command? It wasn't even, no, it was like long before that. Like we started doing the yarn bowls in like 2009, 2010. And we still sell quite a few of them. You know, we go to fiber festivals. What I noticed was that, like, I think I got into the market pretty early on because before a lot of people were making yarn bowls. Because I got into it by, like, my local yarn shop liked the mugs I was making at the time and asked if I could make a yarn bowl, and I said, sure, what's that? So I was doing that, and, you know, I made them for her, and she sold them immediately, so I made her some more, and then started, like, selling to other yarn shops, and while I was still working full time, so I found this kind of like niche market that we started selling to, and we're selling well at. And so I added, you know, more and more products every season. And I remember a point, like, you know, I added the mugs, and we started, like, now, you know, we sell more mugs than anything else. And I remember a point where I was selling more mugs to the yarn shops than the yarn bowls. And what had happened was that, you know, everybody starts making yarn bowls now, and so I can't really blame anybody for going after you know, for supporting a local artist versus having to ship them in. But I did notice that, and then I would just kept making them and kept making other things, and then after a few years, we started selling a lot more of them again. It's like, okay, other, like, people got it out of their system, they made a couple and then decided not to make them anymore, so let's go back to the person who started making them. And so it comes in waves. And I know people collect, you know, everybody's yarn bowl, so it's become kind of a standard thing a lot of potters make, but it's not the easiest thing to make because it's got that little hook that you got to cut out. So sometimes people would give it a try and then decide they don't like it anymore. Yeah, there's 3D printed ones now. There's the wooden ones, like Texas Hula makes really gorgeous wooden ones. Diamond and ruby encrusted yarn bowls. I can't say I've had any of those yet. So you need to order several dozen, yeah, to get me to start making them. Black Wolf Magic, hey, thank you for the resub. Yeah, good afternoon. How are you? Thunderstorm, but the power came back on. Oh, wow. Hey, Wonder Hamster. Ooh, you beat me home. Right, in Kentucky, it's always that time of year, yeah. It's almost felt like Florida weather up here because seems like we've been getting like a little like storm, like heavy storm for like 10 minutes every afternoon. And also the 100-degree days. You gave me a head start. I know. I know. Okay, I've got to count and see if this one is going to be number 99 or number 100. Because I know I lost one. I actually had 2 claytalities today, so we've lost 2 of them. He's trying to have a third. What, Wonder Hamster? Oh, yes, we've had 2 claytalities today, yes. Okay, looks like make one more. One more. One, hello. Good afternoon. Let's see if I'm going to try not to jinx this one. This one, should it decide to be a mug today, is going to be number 100. So let's see. There we go. Perfect. So now we have 100 pieces today. It's a pretty good afternoon's work. How long did that take us? That didn't even take us 3.5 hours. It's 5:22 instead of 5:30. Because I know I started throwing at 2 o'clock, even though there may have been cat petting before that. I got started at 2 o'clock. Hey, Junk. Not even an afternoon. 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours. What is your, what's your idea? You're trying to settle on a name. Okay. Whew. Let's see. I need, to see if there's anybody I can raid because I'm hungry. I'm ready for some supper and for a bit of a break. You're trying to make a video game? Should also hydrate. It's a sanctuary and preserve for dragons. Okay. Who else on today? Let's see. We've got Capped Castle. We may see them. I haven't seen them online in a while, but it's probably just like timing. The name you've chosen is roughly translates to the Isle of Nightmares in Portuguese. Okay, so you want it to be a scary name. Wait, Junk, are you live? No, different Junk. Sorry. Duckville, USA. You can just watch ducks. There we go. It's as good as the cat streams. Somebody said you should name it after the islands from Jurassic Park and sound more benign and just be a fun, like, Easter egg. That gives you options, yeah. And see, I was thinking if I was doing something like that and naming things, I would name them after different authors that write about dragons. Like, you could have McCaffrey Island. Or I don't know if you could use like artists that draw dragons, you know, that are known for their dragons. Oh yeah, Junk, all your stuff is packed away, all your streaming stuff is packed away. Here we go. We're gonna go see Cap Casa and see what they're working on today. Let's go say hello because like I said, I'm gonna figure out what's for supper. Maybe Wonder Hamster has supper already for me. All of your wood, clay, and metal stuff is all packed away. Oh. So here we go. Looks like they're doing diamond painting, which also can be very relaxing to watch and to do. So let's go see them. Thank you for watching, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thanks for helping me get so many pieces done and keeping me company while I got some work done today. I greatly appreciate it. I will see y'all probably again tomorrow. I'm probably going to be doing more of the same. Unless I need to be like assembling these tomorrow. So I will see y'all later. Have a wonderful evening and a good night. Here we go.